welcome back to the channel. It's just awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video we are going to talk about this mini Galaga arcade machine. It's not like an itty mini version like the numbskull. This is something totally different. I picked it up secondhand and I was very curious what are we going to get, and I'm going to show you this in this video. Yeah, so stay tuned, consider subscribing, and let's have some arcade fun. So if you're looking at the marquee itself, they did print very nice, no, well, I'd say high quality, but as you can see it looks very nice with these two metal bars over here on the marquee. The design of the cabinet itself looks very nice. I decided just basically slapped two stickers on it, so that's not really special. The sticker itself is high quality. I don't know if the original cabinet was like this, but it looks a little bit basic in my opinion. So the quality of the decal itself, as you can see over here, it looks nice. And we're going to get a little bit closer. I'll say not bad at all. But it did use some demolding on the cabinet itself. Sadly, it's a little bit damaged over here due of years of use. Sadly, there's still a little bit damage over here. So it's cool that's demolding on it, but it's not in good condition. At the front side we're finding the little tiny joystick, and we're having 3 buttons. So this thing is specially made for, let's say, the vertical old school games like Dig Dug, Pac-Man, you name it. The only thing that only going to need 3 buttons. What I think is very unique nowadays, that this thing all has this old school CRT monitor inside. I don't know, I will keep it like this, but at the end I think it's pretty unique because all the mini arcades I'm owning having LCDs. Yeah people, old school. You can also see they did the effort of putting some art over here. It's pretty basic. I don't know if it's, I think it's more like plexi above the monitor to give more like this arcade feeling. You can see there is quite some depth if it comes to the monitor here inside. So at the front side we're having 4 buttons, 2 blue ones for going into the menu and going out. And here we have, very old school, you can already hear it, with the spring inside. I must say the quality is very nice, and having for player 1 and player 2. So at the right side of the cabinet we still have this little piece of metal. I think there was a box behind it or something. So I don't know what was the original cabinet like. So there's not a lot of information about it, but you can still, you can peek. They just use double-sided tape for it. But you can see it's one big gap now. So normally you can put a big subwoofer in here. Okay, so let's take a close look at the arcade machine. Let's do a little overview, and as you can see it's quite a cable nightmare. There are a lot of old school parts in it. And this is just the way how I got it. And I can modify it, I can just do everything. Let's say you put all the cables in the right position. But just wanted to show you as it is. Alright, so let's go to the top. And this is a funny thing, is if you're looking at the mainboard here. Here we're having this old school, I'm guessing it's more like a Pentium 3. It's an original compact PC. Here we're having the old school hard disk. It's an EDA connection, so that's pretty old school. Here we have the PCB for powering on the system. You can see over there we're having the 2 little speakers. It's a Logitech kit. Alright, so let's go down. It's connected by VGA. Still using the old PS2 keyboard for our connection for the, I think it's more like an encoder board over there for connecting the buttons. Here we have the old school CRT that gives this thing quite some weight. The power supply. Let's take a close look. Let's have some information. There's not a lot of information over there. Let's see, we're having 90 watts, so that is pretty old school. And here at the bottom it's the big cable nightmare. It's pretty damn dangerous, so I need to replace this one. But it's the power supply from the old school Logitech kit. They just slapped a subwoofer over there. It's a very easy way to do so. The power strip, everything's quite filthy, but I just wanted to give you an overview how I just received it. So I'm going to power it on. It's going to be very old school, and let's have some arcade fun, and let's talk about the software itself and where it's running on. Alright, so the system is powered on, the CRT monitor is powered on, but it doesn't boot up, so this means we need to touch the button. Ooh la la! Yes! Alright, let's boot up the PC and let's see what's going to happen. Oh, the old school hard drive. I think you can't hear it on the camera, but... Alright, so it's booting up. I'm guessing it will give me an error message. Yep. Yeah, it's an old school PC, people. Alright, so let's go on with the show. Connected my keyboard. Arcade machine, stop bitching. Start up. Oh yeah, and the machine itself is running on Windows XP. That is what we call real retro arcade gaming. I'm very curious what kind of front end it's going to use. Yeah, I know Windows XP, I didn't use my... Just skip the shit. I have really no clue what kind of front end they are using on this machine. So now we're knowing it's running on Windows XP. But you can see he made this, let's say, tiny menu where you can choose your old school game. Hello? Oh, there it is. Galaga collection, they are old school, that is specially made in this, let's say, vertical display. Pretty cool. Let's see, I can go to the next page. No idea what kind of buttons we need to choose. With the third, you can see the background. Nothing really special. Let's see, we can play the game or choose to the next page. The second button goes to the next one, and as you can see, we're even having part 2 for the main. All classic ones, going to play them soon. Sadly, they used, for example, main, but how can you play a game like Metal Slug simply because we're missing out buttons? And they will look hideous on the vertical screen. Alright, let's put an end credit in. Okay, let's go. Play one. It looks pretty funny. The controller's really responsive. Kill a big plane, kill a big plane. Yeah. Game. A game I've played so much as a child. Pretty cool. I'm always grabbing the bombs when I like to. No, you're not going to tell me which one. This game is getting really difficult. No, no, no. Oh. Here we go. Get over here. Oh, that was a close one. No, you're not going to run away. Oh, we need to get used to the joystick. Come on. Where are you going? Oh, you little... Ooh, gotcha. I think if you need to play something on a vertical screen, then it is in shoot 'em up. Because most of the time we're playing shoot 'em ups on a vertical or an horizontal screen, so now we're having the perfect measurements. Okay. I know what you think of it, but I think it's pretty cool to play this thing on old school CRT. Oh yeah, I love the soundtrack of this game. Woo! Man, this game is crazy. Whoa, bullet hell. Okay. Let's go. I do notice some sound level differences, but and of course we need to play a little bit of Galaga on the Galaga cabinet, of course. Ooh, that runs really choppy. Not the best player in for this game, but course I need to play one of my favorite games. Let's go! Joystick is very responsive. Oh man, this is a really classic one. Curious how this thing looks on a vertical display. Doesn't improve my gameplay. I killed the frog again. What? So let's try another game. Let's see if I can play this one. It's still a very stretched image. It's playable, but I think it's not the way you need to play these games. Alright, so I want to give you a quick side-by-side comparison of an arcade 1-up and the mini Galaga, so you can see what kind of difference we're having. And as you can see, it's a very big cabinet compared with arcade 1-up. It's still very tiny, of course, but what I really like about it is that it's not that tiny like a numbskull, so it's not really collectible. You can just use, let's say, a little stool and just sit with it and enjoy some vertical shoot 'em ups, and I think that is pretty cool with this Galaga cabinet. Okay, so I need to be honest with you guys, I think it's a pretty cool cabinet. It's very huge compared with, for example, an arcade 1-up. But what I'm going to do in the future with it, I'm not really sure. If I'm going to leave it like this, or I'm going to modify it, for example, with an LCD, or going to use the CRT, or going to combine this with a different mainboard. It works like this, but for example, if you look at the marquee, I would really love to have some LED lighting with this. So let me know what you think of this. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. It would be great to have you here. And I will see you in the next video.